Alrighty, guys, I'm coming off a 4-2 day in my 6 personal sports bets on my website yesterday. And that's going to prove our record to 17-2 in my last 19 crowd pleaser teasers on patreon.com/BrockPage. But before we talk a little bit more about that, just want to take a quick time out and welcome you to my Major League Baseball free pick video here today for Thursday, April 13th, 2023. Happy Thursday to you. Weekend's right around the corner. My name is Brock Page, and I've been dishing out free sports picks right here on YouTube since 2016. I also sell my personal sports bets on patreon.com/BrockPage. Once again, guys, I'm 17-2 in my last 19 crowd pleaser teasers on that website. And if you want to see a full video breakdown of every single one of my personal sports bets here today, games that I personally have my own action on, the only way to do that is to join my full access, all-inclusive chairman package on that site. Not only do chairmen get access to my chairman podcast every single day for the next 30 days, you also get access to every single personal play of mine, every single package, every single day for the next 30 days as well. The math works out to be just $3.33 a day, cheaper than your daily cup of coffee. I currently have over 545 members. We're signed up and active on that website right now. And the best part about signing up for that package is you don't have to listen to me promote my website for the first 2 minutes of every video. We just get right into the meat and potatoes. Now, you may be wondering what the difference is between what I do here on my website and what I do here on YouTube and what I do on my website. Well, what I do here on YouTube is I'll handicap the entire slate of games in any given sport, side and total. And what I do on patreon.com/BrockPage is actually share with you which one of these free plays on these videos that I'm actually betting on personally. Now with that, guys, let's go ahead and dive into some free content. We're going to start off with the A's at the O's, 105 Eastern first pitch. Baltimore's minus 225, totals 10 runs. Cole Irvin for Baltimore, Adam Oller for Oakland. Now, Oller's got an ERA in the mid-4s, and he's yet to record a win. Meanwhile, as a team, the A's lost 9 of 12 to start the season. They have one of the worst hitting lineups in the league. These guys are averaging under 3.3 runs a game. Now, they're facing a Baltimore team who's taken 2 of 3 already in this very series, and they're one of the best run-producing teams in the American League. Adley Rutschman is hitting .391 with an OPS in the thousands. Meanwhile, Ryan Mountcastle, he has a league-best 18 runs batted in. Now, injury-wise, Anthony Santander's banged up. Keep an eye on him. Meanwhile, for Oakland, Pena and Brown are still out. Now, total-wise, Oakland saw 5 out of their last 6 road games get over. They're also 75% to the over for the entire season. Meanwhile, Baltimore's 8-4 to the over for the entire year themselves. Give me the O's minus 1.5 over 10. Next matchup, it is going to be Red Sox-Rays, 1:10 p.m. East. Tampa Bay is minus 225 at the Trop, totals 8. Jeffrey Springs for Tampa Bay, Corey Kluber for Boston. Now, Klubs is 0-2 with an ERA in the 6s. Meanwhile, as a team, the Red Sox lost 6 out of their last 9. They've averaged only 3.6 runs a game in their last 10 meetings with Tampa Bay. So if you're into historical trends, certainly want to think about that one there. They're going to have to face Jeffrey Springs, who's 2-0 already, and he's yet to allow an earned run. And even if Springs struggles, this Tampa Bay lineup can outscore anyone. They lead the Bigs right now with nearly 8 runs a game on average. Wander Franco's hitting .340 with 4 home runs and a dozen RBI. Meanwhile, Randy Arozarena's third in the Bigs with 15 ribbies himself. Now, injury-wise, Duvall and Mondesi are out for Boston. Yoshida's been downgraded to doubtful. When it comes to the total, Boston's 67% to the over for the entire year. Meanwhile, Tampa Bay's 9-3 to the over in their last dozen. Give me the Rays minus 1.5 over 8. Next game, it is going to be Phillies at the Reds, 6:40 Eastern first pitch. Cincinnati's minus $1.20, totals 8.5. Nick Lodolo for Cincy, Bailey Falter for Philly. Now, Falter's still looking for his first win of the He's looking for his first win of the season, and Falter might not get the run support he needs because the Phils are scoring fewer runs a game on the road than any other club in the league except for one. And no real shock here, guys. The Titans have lost 5 of 6 away from the bank. They're facing a Cincy pitching staff who's in the top 10 in strikeouts. Starting pitcher Nick Lodolo comes into today's matchup with a 1.50 ERA. When it comes to the injury report, Joey Votto's still out for Cincy. Harper and Hall still out for Philly. When it comes to the number 3 out of Philly's last 4 did get over the total. Meanwhile, Cincinnati's 7-4 to the over for the whole year. Give me the Reds minus $1.20 over 8.5. Next game, Twins, Yankees, 7:05 Eastern first pitch. New York's minus $1.50, totals 8.5. Johnny Brito for New York, Joe Ryan for Minnesota. Now, the Twins have had their issues at the dish. They're in the bottom 10s in runs per contest. They're also averaging just 7 hits a game. They're facing Johnny Brito on the mound here for New York, who's 2-0 with a sub-1 ERA. When it comes to offensive production, the Yanks are a top 10 run-producing team. Aaron Judge is hitting .318 with 4 homers and an OPS in the thousands. Meanwhile, Gleyber Torres is hitting .371 with a 1.179 OPS. Now, injury-wise, DJ LeMahieu is questionable for the Bombers. Correa, Buxton, and Farmer are questionable for the Twins. When it comes to the total, Minnesota's 9-3 to the under for the entire season. Meanwhile, New York saw 4 out of their last 6 in Yankee Stadium stay under the line. Give me the Yankees minus 150, under 8.5. Next game, Tigers, Blue Jays, 7:07 Eastern first pitch. Toronto's minus 240, totals 9. Chris Bassett for Toronto. Spencer Turnbull for Detroit. Now, Turnbull's 0-2 already with an ERA in the 13s. And even if Spencer has a good outing here today, these Tiger hitters are scoring fewer runs a game than any other club in the league except for one. Now, as a team, the Tigers are currently on a 6-game skid. They're facing a Blue Jays team on the other side who won 7 out of their last 8. And they currently lead the league in hits at the plate. Matt Chapman's hitting .489, and he also has the second highest OPS average in the majors. Meanwhile, Vlad Guerrero is currently hitting .417 with an OPS in the thousands. Now, injury-wise, Austin Meadows is still in the IL for Detroit. When it comes to the total, Detroit saw 4 out of their last 6 on the road get over the total. Meanwhile, Toronto went 4-2 to the over in their last 6. Give me the Blue Jays minus 1.5 over 9. Next matchup, it is going to be Pirates at the Cardinals, 7:45 East. St. Louis is minus 260, totals 8.5. Jordan Montgomery for St. Louis, Vinny Velasquez for Pittsburgh. And even though Vinny's had a couple of rough outings, the Pirates have won 6 out of their last 9. And they do have a couple of really good hitters in their lineup. Brian Reynolds, he's currently batting .347 with 5 home runs and 14 ribbies. He's actually in the top 5 in the majors right now in both home runs and RBI. Meanwhile, teammate Andrew McCutcheon's hitting .323 with an OPS close to 1,000. Now, they're facing a Cardinals team on the other side of things who actually lost 6 out of their last 9, and they've had a tough time producing runs. They got a great lineup, but they just can't get runners across the plate. They're actually scoring fewer runs a game than most clubs in the National League. When it comes to the injury report, DeYoung and Nootbaar are still on the IL for St. Louis. When it comes to the scoring, St. Louis is 67% to the under for the whole year. Meanwhile, Pittsburgh saw 4 out of their last 6 away from home stay under the total as well. Give me the Pirates plus 1.5, under 8.5. And with that, guys, we're going to jump into our next and final matchup for the video. It's going to be in the Brewers-Padres game, 9:40 Eastern first pitch. San Diego's minus 140, totals 8.5. Nick Martinez for San Diego. No confirmed starter yet for Milwaukee, but regardless of who hurls out the first pitch, this is a Milwaukee lineup that can hit the baseball. Garrett Mitchell's hitting .316 and has an OPS just 3 points shy of 1,000. Meanwhile, William Contreras is batting .364. They're facing pitcher Nick Martinez, who has an ERA in the 6s. Meanwhile, as a team, this Padres lineup is in the bottom 5 in hits per game. Now, injury-wise, David Dahl and Adam Engel, they are still on the IL. When it comes to the scoring, San Diego's 5-1 to the under in their last 6. Meanwhile, Milwaukee saw 4 out of their last 6 road games stay under the total as well. Give me Milwaukee plus $1.20, under 8.5. With that, guys, now it's time for our quick pick recap. Baltimore Orioles minus 1.5 over 10. Tampa Bay Rays minus 1.5 over 8 runs. I'm 17-2 on my last 19 crowd pleaser teasers on my website. And if you want to see a video breakdown of every single one of my personal plays here today, games that I personally have my own action on, the only way to do that is to join my full access, all-inclusive chairman package. Give me Cincinnati minus 120 over 8.5. New York Yankees minus $1.50 under 8.5 runs. Toronto Blue Jays minus 1.5 over 9. Pittsburgh Pirates plus 1.5 under 8.5. With my next and final pick for the video, give me the Brewers minus $1.20 under 8.5.